fair in their first ever final. It's Paul Pogba, the most experienced player, who'll try them off on the right footing here against Diamores, the 18-year-old goalkeeper for Uruguay. Can Paul Pogba give the French the initiative here? Extended run-up for Pogba, and he sends Diamores the wrong way. I'm not sure I've ever seen a penalty run-up like that, Taylor.
I'm not sure there's no time limit either, but I'll tell you right now, in saying all this, this is why you have your experienced leader, your best player, take the first penalty. You want the guy who wants the moment. Pogba wanted that, as you can tell, and buried it.
Scored against the United States over a year ago from the run of play. Velasquez from the spot, and it's saved! Advantage France, but up big.
You know, and you're looking at Velez's face, and he's referee. There's no reason to be free. He didn't seem very confident. And more importantly, I'm not a fan of that two-step run-up. It's easy for a goalkeeper to read that body. Big save.
So just as in the semi-final, Uruguay missed their first spot kick. Didn't hurt them in the semi-final. They went on to win, but now France can take a huge step forward if Jordan Veretout can convert their second spot kick. Veretout perhaps came closest to winning it for France in normal time with a blistering effort from outside the box. Now facing the ultimate test from 12 yards. Veretout scores easily, and France in the driver's seat now.
This is such a confident penalty. Such a confident penalty. He's looking up, his run-up, very simple, and all he wants is that little movement from Diamores to get the wrong way and put it the opposite way. Good finish.
Well, all three kicks have gone to the same side so far, haven't they? The left as we look, the goalkeeper's right. Well, that trend continues. This is the second half substitute for Uruguay, Georgian Di Arrascaeta.
And another player that did not take a penalty against Iraq.
Interesting. It's a free kick specialist. They need him to be a penalty kick specialist here. Di Arrascaeta, it's saved again! Big advantage to France now. Areola with two saves, and France can taste it.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with this penalty. It's hit with pace. He picks his corner. That's a great save. That is a great save. Areola holds that line. He holds his line, stays there, and his wingspan just gets on the end of it. That's a big-time save.
2-0 to France, and a chance to go 3 in front now.
And it takes the weight of the world off the shoulders of Nagano right now. When you know your goalkeeper's made 2 saves, this puts you up 3-0. A lot easier to take here, Adrian.
If he scores here, Uruguay have to score from their next kick, even just to stay alive. Axel Ngando for France. He's gone the same way, and France 3-0 up and on the verge now of the World Cup.
Well, and we've been talking about that penalty kick shootout against Iraq. Diamores leaves his line early. Against Iraq, he didn't really make a save. He didn't need to. This, he leaves that just little lean, simple finish.
So now already it's come down to this. Uruguay have to score, and it's another substitute who's been asked to do so, Lucas Olaza.
I think Uruguay has answered that question about the mental game of this penalty kick shootout against Iraq in the semifinals. First 3 takers didn't take one against Iraq.
Olaza down the middle. Hardest shot on the team, Taylor, and first one to go straight down the middle is successful. So they stay alive, but for how long?
Well, Olaza came into this game, and he didn't show any sign of nerves whatsoever. Came into the second extra time very confident going forward. That was a confident penalty.
But still, Uruguay dangling by a very thin thread. One more successful penalty for France will be enough. Dimitri Foulquier will be the first to try. Well, right back for the French. Has placed the ball. Is he going to be the man who can win the Under-20 World Cup for France? Foulquier has done it! And France can celebrate. The Under-20 World Cup belongs to the French. They win the penalty shootout. And France are crowned world champions at the under-20 level. Well, the two sides of the coin, Taylor. Absolute elation for the French. Desperate despair for the Uruguayans.
It's just a brutal way to end a game, end a tournament for both teams that was so successful. But it is amazing to me how calm, cool, and collected the French national team was stepping up and taking those penalties.
Never looked like missing one, did they? Didn't even come close to missing one.
And you just feel for that Uruguayan side. They were so good this tournament, only giving up 3 goals. Just an awful way to lose it.
Had their noses in front for such a short period of time throughout these knockout rounds. Uruguay led from